Hello people, welcome to another Wi-Fi battle. Yes, the quality is better and I got a new mic, plus it's a black and white. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while, but yeah, I've been busy. It's been 3 months, but I'm back. So let's get into the battle. I lead with my Swampert. He leads with his Sazando. I predicted the Draco Meteor, but I think it's specs, so I'm gonna let my Swampert in, cause I think he can take it, but it turns out he's Life Orb, so cool, cause now, after the -2, I know I can take another one. So I go for the Waterfall to get damage on his Sazandora, but for some odd reason he switches out into his Infernape, which is cool, cause now I get an early 6-5. So now he's gonna bring his Gallade, and predicting the fighting move, I'm gonna go into my Nightmare, my Dusknoir, to take it, which will not do jack shit. So yeah, he's gonna switch out his Gallade, predicting the Will-O-Wisp, and he goes into his Crest to take it. So the Crest takes the Will-O-Wisp, and I switch out my Nightmare, not to take a Shadow Ball or something, and I go into my defensive wall, my Pringles Burungero, or Jellicent as it is now known, and it turns out he's a Psychoshoft Crest, which proves that the burn didn't matter, because it turns out he has his own Flame Orb. So now I'm just gonna switch out again, go into my Thor, because he goes for the Solar Beam. For some odd reason he has the Solar Beam instead of the Psychic or something, giving me the chance to switch out, which is cool for me. So I go for the Thunderbolt, doesn't take it out, he survives with little HP, and he is able to get a Psycho Shift, sorry guys, I cannot talk. So I go for the roofs naively. I don't know why I did this. I didn't predict the rest at all. After this I was banging my head against the wall. Oh my god, what did I just do? So I'm gonna switch my Zapdos out, bring in my Weavile, but he makes a switch too and goes into his Swampert. So I don't want to take Waterfall or Earthquake, because Weavile is really fragile. And I go into my Nightmare predicting a physical hit, but he actually sets up his own Stealth Rocks. So now we both have Stealth Rocks against each other's team. So he predicts my Will-O-Wisp and goes into his Crest and switch it out again into his Swampert, as I switch out as well into my Jellicent to try to take him out with Shadow Ball. But he actually predicts that we make a double switch and he goes into his Swampert. So now fearing like the Toxic, which I will go to for, he's gonna switch out into his Sazandora, take the Toxic, which is cool because that thing is kind of a threat to my team because I don't have really a counter to it. And I predict the Draco Meteor, but he actually predicts my switch but into Weavile and goes for the Fire Blast, which is cool. Because now I got a chance to get some damage on something, and I go for the Waterfall as he brings in his Gallade. The Waterfall did a little bit under half, so I know that he's pretty much a 3-hit KO. I'm just gonna stay in as he goes for the Psycho Cut. And I roar, predicting his switch into something, I don't know what. So now he brings in his Crest, and he goes for the Sleep Talk and gets the Psycho Shift first turn. Which is cool for him, but bad for me, cause now I have a sleeping Swampert. But the good thing is he gets his Flame Aura activated and goes for the Solar Beam. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna leave it in, and he's gonna take some burn damage. So yeah, I leave it in. Swampert dies unfortunately, but I get some burn damage which will help me take him out. So now I bring in my Weavile, go for the Night Slash. He told me, actually predicts me to go for a Pursuit, but I don't pack Pursuit on his Weavile. So yeah, I get to take out his Crest, which is cool. So now I'm just gonna go for the Night Slash, predicting him to roar, which it does. and my Zapdos is dragged out. So I thought he would be afraid of the Hidden Power Ice for Hidden Power Grass, which I packed for some reason, and would switch out, but he actually doesn't. So I go for the Roost, but he goes for the Earthquake, making a nice prediction there. So now I'm not gonna Roost again. I'm just gonna go for the Hidden Power Grass to finish him off, cause that's why I put it. Cause Swampert counters completely Zapdos, especially this set I have. So I get Life Orb and burn damage, but I still survive with 10 HP. He brings in his Gliscor. I didn't think he was faster, but turns out he is. So yeah, he takes me out. And I bring in my Weavile, go for the Ice Punch, but he actually have a Yachi Berry, which I don't see that common on Gliscors. And I get the freeze, but he unfroze the same turn. So yeah, even though he was a Yachiberry, that did a lot of damage. So now he's gonna go for the Roost, predicting me to Shadow Sneak, but I'm not gonna go for that. I'm just gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp to cripple his Gliscor, cause let's face it, Gliscor are mostly physical attackers. So he's gonna switch out into his Sazando, and I'm gonna switch out into my Pringles. So now I'm gonna get some lefties, but also the burn damage, as he gets poison damage. So now I thought he was gonna go for the Draco Meteor, so I stay in, but turns out he's a mixed attacker and also has the Crunch, which sucks, cause now he's gonna be able to take me out. So now he's at a low range, and I'm praying that a Shadow Sneak will take him out, but it doesn't, and he's able to go for a Crunch, but I know Nightmare can take that, cause max HP, max defense, Dusknoir is a freaking monster. So now he brings in his Gallade, and I go for the Shadow Sneak to get damage, and that does a pretty good chunk. He goes for the Psycho Cut, doesn't take me out. Now I'm kinda fearing the Shadow Sneak, but I don't wanna switch out, so I go for my own Shadow Sneak again, and he switches out, which tell me he doesn't have it. So now he brings in his Gliscor. I go for the Shadow Snake, get a crit. The crit did little damage. So I'm gonna go for another Shadow Sneak, hoping to take him out, but it doesn't. He goes for the Earthquake, takes me out, but the burn will take him out as well. So now we pretty much got in a place where who's faster will win, my Blaziken or his Gallade, and my Blaziken is faster, so Blaze Kick to the face, and good game, man. So rate, comment, sub, guys, and see you next time. Peace out.